again if I have time. So now let's go straight to the board now. So that is your function. So the function of x equals to 2x plus 4, right?
Yeah.
So what goes next? So here you have two terms, 2x and plus 4. That's your constants, right? So in some cases, you could also have three terms. So I'll change the pen to red. It could be f of x. Are you looking at your notes there?
Yeah.
Good. So what did your notes say? F of x equals to what? X
F of
squared.
x squared plus 2x minus 4.
Okay, plus 2x minus what?
4.
So what's the difference between those two equations? I'll call it equations for now. What's the difference? That's x there. What's the difference between the two equations you have in your notes that you wrote earlier? From algebra, we're doing functions now. We're doing finding coefficients of functions. But from these two equations on your board, what's the difference between the two equations? F of x equals to 2x plus 4 and f of x equals to x squared plus 2x minus 4. So the difference is, look at that. Write it down in your note. That's your first term, okay? Right? I'm going back to algebra now to explain because all this are rooted in algebra. So that's what you're going to write, term. Don't mind the writing with the shock word there. So do you understand he or him? That's your first term. And what's this? Your second
term.
So write it down. And what's the third one, which is your constant?
Your third term.
Well then, so that's your third term. So I'm going to show you what is coefficient. I know we've not done algebra. You've done that in school, but revision. So this, I'll change my pen to blue. So this originally is your coefficient. It means a number in front of a variable, okay? So the one that I'm circling is your coefficient. That's 2, right? And this could be your coefficient as well, but it's called a constant. It's a number, okay? And when they talk about coefficients, it means a number in front of what? A variable. A variable. A variable could be A, it could be B, it could be anything, it could be C, it could be Z, it could be I, okay? So I will continue now. So the difference between here is that they have 3 terms. And here, how many times do you have? Here. How many times do you have here?
2.
2 terms. Good. So you have a coefficient there. That's the coefficient there, 2, right? So now I'm going to rub the board and continue to explain now. So the difference here is that this here is a straight line. What did I say? 2x plus 4 is what? 2x plus 4 is what? It represents a straight line, okay? A straight line. Can you see that line? Just a straight line, okay? Not covered anything. I'll rub it up here. So stop sharing. So what's the board now? So that represents what? A straight line, okay? Then the next equation you have there, from your notes you wrote, it represents what? A smooth curve. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, a smooth curve. And what's that called? It's called parabola, okay? Did you write that note at all?
Yeah, I did. And I did the diagram as well.
Then, so parabola, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna rub the board now. We don't have space anymore. So that's parabola, this one here. So now I am gonna rub the board and I'm gonna give you a typical, okay, let's leave it. We might have to still come to the board. Let me take you back now to your question, okay? So here, if you look at that here, it says you consider f of x equals to ax plus b. What does that mean here? What is your coefficient there? A is your coefficient, okay? Which you don't know, even though it's still in letter A, B, okay? So that's your coefficient, which is what you're going to be finding. What's the topic called? The subtopic we're doing is finding coefficients of functions, right?
Yeah.
Good. So we're going to be finding A and B because we're supposed to know it. If you go back to that equation at the top, can you see the pointer there? Can you see my pointer?
Yeah.
What is that?
2x plus 4.
Grand. 2x plus 4, the first one. Well done. So here we have ax plus b. So that means we'll be looking for A and
B.
Good. Well done. So now you understand. We go to the question now. So this is the question I want you to write down. I'm not going to show you the full one. So now I need you to write that equation. Example 1 says, the given diagram shows part of the graph, start writing, of a function. And this is the function, y equals to ax plus b. Find the values of A and B. Try that for 1 minute. If you can, then I would. If you can't, I'll be able to show you what to do. So back in 1 minute. That's the question we're going to solve now. Okay?
Yeah.
So that means we're finding A and B. What is A and B? It represents a number, coefficient. Okay? So write that question, y equals to ax plus b. Then find the values of A and B. And after you do that, that is your diagram. They give you a diagram with 2 coordinates, -1, -2, 3, and -2. So do me a favor, write that question, draw that graph, and I'll explain to you in 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
Good. Oh, good. You should have finished that. Did you finish completing that? Do you have the graph there? So can I put up the board now to explain what you have there, right?
Sorry, I was using the toilet.
Fine, welcome back. So now y equals to ax plus b, right?
Yeah.
Find the value of a and b. Did you draw your graph? Did you?
Is it of the parabola?
Yeah, kind of. This is not still a parabola. This is still a straight line because you have two terms there, ax plus b, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with that before going to graphic functions, okay? Graphic function is, it represents a parabola, right? That's good, at least you remember that. So did you draw this graph now, this particular one?
Yeah.
So you have that. So what are your coordinates? I know you did geometry, you might remember, you might not remember during X and Y. So let me get the color here. Let me sec. So what is this? Sorry, let me get something scribble for you there. So hold on a sec. I'm trying to move this around. Okay, grand. So these are your coordinates, right? I'll use the magnifier now since that won't come up. So these are your coordinates, right? I don't know why all is frozen. Let's go back to the board and we go back to the text book now. So come and look at that now. Yeah, we have it back. It was frozen. So now this is one coordinate there, and that's another coordinate, right? Can you call out your coordinates for me? Write it in bracket on your book now. Just the way it looks there. Just write it on a line. -1, 2 in bracket, and 3. So the first one I expect you to write is a 3 minus 2. That's the start, okay? That's going to be your x1, y1, okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can I see your copy? Can you put your phone on your copy, please?
Oh.
I want to see what you're writing. I know I have a board here, but I want to see what you've put up, please. Quickly. So let me see your, good, well done. So I can see you're working out. So you're going to PDF everything you have on that copy to me today at the end of the day, okay? Because I want to be sure you're doing what. So can I rub this off the board? You have your 2 different equations. So this is the straight line equation, and that's the curve. You need a smooth curve called parabola, okay? So we're still focusing on this particular one here, okay? Does that make sense? Hello? So what I'm gonna have here is we're gonna write the first coordinate, which is 3 minus 2. That's the first coordinate there. Then the second coordinate is gonna be here, down below here, -1 from the textbook, and 2. So now we put the rule is y equals to y is equals to, so it's an element of y equals to ax, yep. Plus b. So what happens next? And we're gonna have to find a and b. So now let's go there. So typically this changes to -2y because that's your x and that's your y. So I'm gonna have your y as -2 equals to, what's your a there? We don't know, that's what we're trying to look for. So it becomes 3 times a A, we don't know. So it's either you go A times 3 because X is 3 plus B. This is way very easy. So it becomes it could be that way, and you can twist it the other way around. It could be minus T equals to 3A plus 3A plus B or 3A plus B equals C minus C. So we found that already. And the next thing to do is you put this 2, which is X, Y, down. You need to solve that. It's an element of that same rule. So I'm gonna change my pen to blue. So it is an element of same thing. Y equals to AX, same rule, plus B. So now what you do next is here, the Y changes to 2. It's a positive 2. Y here on that coordinate is 2 equals to minus 1 because your X here, which is maybe X2, Y2, we call it now, equals to minus 1. But I'm going to do A bracket minus 1. So the coefficient of A is 1. So it means 1 times minus 1, which is going to be a negative at the end of the day. So it becomes 2 equals to minus A, good, plus B. So that's it. That's it. So we have 2 equations already. The first equation is 3A plus B, and the second equation is minus A plus B. So we solve that equation. So solving that equation, I call it equation 1, EQ1, and I call this EQ equation 2. EQ2 equation 2. Okay. So I'm going to rub the board now so we can go to the next thing to do. That's quite easy. So we're going to solve the equation now. It means we're taking out 1 and we're taking out the other from the first equation. So we're going to take out minus A plus B from, oh my God, and it's back. Welcome back. Welcome back. I kind of lost you there, right? Can you hear me? So I'm just going to repeat that quickly. I know I lost you, but I just went on believing you reconnect there. So can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. So I lost you there. I did everything. So I'm just going to repeat it one more time. So you have a question with you. So we have 2 coordinates, right?
Yeah.
Well done, sir. We have 2 coordinates. I'd like you to give me your screen. No black screen, please. So now we have 2 coordinates. Quickly, I'm going to write it out. 3 and what? 2. That's the first coordinate, right?
Yeah.
Well then, so I'm going to rub that. I think my hands are just tired of writing. I was writing since I finished that equation when you disconnected, but I know you'll be coming back. So I just kept going on. So now my first, we've started solving it now. So the first thing you write is your coordinates in functions, okay? Because you have a graph that showed you 2 coordinates, right? So, and that coordinates, look at the board this time before you start writing, please. X and what axis is that?
Y.
Well done, Claffy. So now you have an equation, right? What was that equation we had? What's the rule for us? Go back to your notes. The rule was what? Y equals to what?
I don't think I have that one.
Y equals to x, ax plus b. So you didn't write the question. Did you not write the question?
No, I don't think I have that.
Okay, now, so I'll show you the question quickly. That was the one I put on the screen for you to write for a while. So this is a question we're dealing with, please. Okay, can you remember that question?
Oh, yeah.
So that's your question. This is your rule, okay? Y equals to what? Ax plus b. And remember, we're trying to look for the coefficient, right? A
Yeah.
and b. It's supposed to be a number there and a constant b, right?
Yeah.
So how do we find that? There's nothing we could work with. We all have letters. So we have to come to this graph straight away. Your first coordinate is down here, 3 minus 2, comma, right? Then
Yeah.
you write that down to you. So now I'm back to my board now to show you what I'm doing on my board. So that's the board. That's my first coordinate, 3 and what?
3 and 2.
Minus 2. Always remember your sign is important. Minus 2 or positive, okay? So that's minus 2. So it means it's an element of y equals to ax plus b, like I've written on the board, right?
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to solve for. This is what we're dealing with, okay? So now, quickly, what is my y in my coordinates here? What is my y there?
2.
Is it just 2 or minus 2?
Minus 2, sorry.
So now we put minus 2. What am I interpreting now? I'm interpreting this, isn't it?
Yeah.
So minus 2 equals to, so I need you to tell me what I need to write. Equals to, I don't know, hey, remember we're finding A and B, right?
Yeah.
So we write A times what? What is our x?
X is A times 3.
Plus what?
3. Plus B.
We don't know B. That's it. So get me the first equation now equals to minus 2 equals to what?
Minus 2 equals to A.
3A. Remember, we're multiplying A times 3.
3A plus B.
So does that look like an equation now?
Yeah.
So that's the first equation. So we're going to solve for equations soon. So that's why I'm telling you equation now. So you know it's an equation. Because some questions comes and just say, write two equations, okay? So that's how to get an equation, right? So that's your first equation, equation 1, right? So let's go to equation 2 now. Where do we get equation 2 from? Second coordinates, remember? What's your second coordinate? Look at your graph and tell me.
1 and
minus
2.
1, minus
1 and 2.
Minus 1 and 2. So you now know how to interpret your graph a little bit, innit? Okay, done. So that's good. So where do I put, since that coordinate there is an element of that rule. What's my rule again?
AX plus B. Y equals AX plus B.
So what's my Y now?
Y is 2.
2 equals to what?
2 equals to A minus 1.
A times minus what?
Minus 1 plus B.
A times minus 1, right?
Yeah.
Good. Plus what?
Plus B.
Plus B. So what do I get there? Tell me what to write. 2 equals to what?
2 equals to minus 1A.
So that's a minus A automatically. The 1 is hiding any plus
B.
Can you see how easy it is only with practice? Yeah. So that's the second equation, right? So there's some questions that stop at there that just give you that first formula here and tell you to solve or write 2 equations, okay? Yeah. That's why I'm actually emphasizing on equation 1, equation 2. So can I rub my board? Now we have 2 equations. So what are we going to solve for? We're solving for equations now, right? Yeah. So we're going to deduct, we're going to subtract this particular one, okay? Yeah. Minus A plus B. We're going to take it out from where? 3A
plus B.
Good. And when I say we're going to do that, we're going to write it as a reverse. 3a plus b equals to -2. We're not going to delete that, okay? So we're going to say minus a plus b equals to 2. Then we subtract both. So can I rub the board? Do you have all that on your copy?
Yeah.
So I'll rub the board now, and then we quickly go to the next step. So that's how to find your coefficient. We're going to find that coefficient now. So by the time we deduct those two equations from each other, we were going to know at least a coefficient a, okay? That's in front of the x in that equation, the straight line equation. So now tell me what to do quickly. I'll show you a question again. That's your question. So tell me what to do now. We have two equations. So what do I do now? Can you remember the last two equations we found?
Yeah, it was minus.
Okay, -2 equals to what?
3a plus b.
So I'm gonna write it this way: 3a plus b, like a proper equation now, okay?
Yeah.
Equals to what?
-2.
It's still the same thing, okay? So tell me what to write on the now.
Minus a plus b equals to 2.
Interesting. I love this. Equals to 2. I was dreading, like, would you understand this today? So let me just rub my stop sharing. Well then, so equals to 2, right?
Yeah.
So now we're subtracting it.
Yeah.
So tell me what we're gonna get with your calculator. 3a minus a equals to what?
Yeah.
You have to be careful now. You know your coefficient hiding here is 1.
Yeah.
And this is a subtraction, right? Minus.
Yeah.
So put in your calculator 3 minus -1. It's a double minus now, right?
Yeah.
So what did you get there?
Should I put in my calculator?
Please, you're gonna put 3 minus -1. You know, one is hiding there.
Yeah.
So what did you get? 3 minus -1. It's gonna be a double minus because we're subtracting here.
3 minus. I got 4 for what you told me to put in.
That's 4. Yeah, that's the answer. So it's 4a now, right? With your variable. So now 1 minus 1, because it's a positive bb there, and the hiding coefficient will be 1, 1, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 1 minus 1 equals to what?
0.
So we're not gonna put anything there, okay? Equals to what? So now put in your calculator what you're looking at the board. -2 minus 2, because there's no sign in front of this. So you're not gonna put a double minus, okay? Yeah. So -2 minus, this is your subtraction. Remember, we're subtracting, right? I'm gonna circle that subtraction box there, okay? We're subtracting. So -2 minus 2. What did you get there?
-2.
-2.
-4.
So what is the difference now? So we're gonna have 4a equals to what? 4, right?
Yeah.
And can you simplify that for me? A equals to what now? 4a equals to -4. A equals to?
A equals to 4.
A equals to -4 divided by 4. Remember, we're not going to throw away the 4 in front of A. So put that in your calculator. So what is A now? We're solving for A already. A equals to what? -1. So can you see how easy we found A? So how do we find B? So suggest to me how we find B now. We go back to the equation. You always have to use your rule. Y equals to what? Y equals
AX plus B.
So I need you to do that for me now. You need to use, we need to find B, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do We're going to use the first coordinates. Use your first coordinates. I just wanted you to start writing before I start writing on the board. Kind of, we've solved for A, right? We're solving for B now.
Yeah.
So go into your copy and start writing your equation. Y equals to AX plus B. And you use your first coordinate, which is 3 and minus 2. So 3 is X in it. Y equals to minus 2. So put minus 2 where Y is and fill in okay. I kind of think, hold on, minus 3 plus B. I kind of think we're going to use the second coordinate now, minus 1 and, oh, it's, okay. Hold on a sec. So 3 bracket minus 1. What is our X now? What do we use now? Is it minus 1 or 3? We have 2 options from the coordinates.
I think it's 3.
If we use 3, it's not a biggie. If we use 3, but we might go beyond the line now. So let's try minus 1 first, okay? Let's try minus 1. Look at what we have here. Can you see?
Yeah.
So let's use minus 1. Let's try minus 1 now. Let me go for the chalkboard. Let's put minus 1. So from let's use equation 1 now. So let's forget about y ax plus b. I forgot we have 2 equations. What's our equation? So A, that's time up for us. It's a time up for us now. Sorry, let me just turn off the alarm. So let's use our first equation. Tell me your first equation on your paper there. Got 2 equations now, right? So let's solve for that equation. Let's solve for equation. So what's 3 times A? We got A already. What's A? Let's forget about the rule now. Let's use the new equation. What was A? We just found A. What was A?
A was minus 4.
Minus 1.
Oh,
minus 4 divided by 4.
Yeah.
So put into your calculator minus 4 divided by 4. What was that answer?
Minus 1.
For yourself. So what did I do here now? Where did I put minus 1?
In the bracket where A was.
Plot for yourself and B. So now we forget about that rule. We're working with the equation. We're solving for B now, right?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah.
So we're solving the equation 1 and 2 now. That's what we're simply doing. So equation 1 is what we're using because we found A. And 3 times minus 1, put that in your calculator, please. I need you to write it down.
Which one should I put my calculator?
That one there. 3 times minus 1. I want you to confirm it's minus 2 for me, please.
Yeah.
So what happens? So how do we simplify this equation I have here?
I think it's minus 3. It's shown minus 3 on my screen.
Yeah, that's minus 3 exactly. Minus 3 plus B equals to minus 2. Remember our equation? Look at the top there.
Yeah.
You know the equation, the new equation 1 we found was 3A plus B equals to minus 2. So we're trying to solve for B now because we know A. So we put minus 1 that we found from subtracting the 2 equations into there. So now we found minus 3 plus B equals to minus 2. Is there any A in that equation that I just found now?
Yeah.
Is there any A there? No, it disappeared because we replaced it with what?
Minus 1.
For yourself. So solve for B now with this equation. So it becomes B equals to what? Minus 3 goes to the other side, it becomes a positive, right?
Yeah. So
3 minus 2 equals to what?
To minus 2.
So what is your B now?
1.
For yourself. So Our A equals to what?
-1.
And B equals to what?
+1.
So that's how to solve for equations. So we will do curve next week. I'm going to give you assignments now to work on. All right.
Yeah.
So this is more than enough for today because we've done notations.
Yeah.
We've done notations for functions. We revised that today again. And here we have finding coefficients. So if you have any question on finding coefficients, here it is. Why? Now, is there anything in 2x that you don't know? If you see anything called function of x equals to 2x plus 4, that's complete because it has a coefficient 2, right, in front of x, and it has a constant, right? And they can easily use the coordinates in that. But in this case, they gave you y equals to ax plus b, right? You had all letters. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So you had to work with your coordinates. And good thing was that you arrived at the answer. Any? So yeah. I'm going to give you an assignment on that, okay? We're not going to go into the next one. We're not going to do quadratic functions today. So I need you to write this question before you go. So you do that, please. I'm going to stop sharing that. Look into your textbook today. So I need you to go into this. Write that question down, please, because you're going to have to do it before the next class. So don't be scared. It's easy. It's the same thing. Just follow the course, okay? And if you're stuck, ring me on, you know where to ring me and leave a message. So I can do a crash stuff for you, even if it's 10 minutes, okay? So write this question down. Question, that question. You need to write a whole lot of that before you go. Hold on a sec. Let me stop. Let me